All right, let's talk about what's going on in markets, why things are going really well over the last, 24 hours, let's say, excluding the last 30 minutes. But there's a few big macro news. We cover a lot of macro stuff, Zeneca, on here at the Market Watch. We've had a thesis that inflation would continue to go down, interest rates would go pause and eventually go lower, and unemployment would go higher. And so far, all that stuff has been playing out really well. And we thought that would lead markets upwards into the end of the year. It's been a really good thesis so far, and it continues to play out. This week, we had some big news. The inflation numbers came out in the U.S., and we were down to 3.1 in terms of the CPI. The core, which we talk about a lot, actually just remained at 4. So not good, not bad, but continuing to see CPI go down is really good news, and I think this will just continue over the beginning of next year. So this is exactly what we wanted to see. And the Fed came and they had their minutes on Wednesday, the 13th, and they basically said they're pretty happy with where inflation is going. And as a result, what they have decided is they did not raise rates. They said back in, I think it was June or July, that they were going to raise rates 3 more times. They raised rates 1 more time, and they have not touched them since. People were thinking maybe they would do it 1 more here. Not happening. And actually, they said not only are they not going to raise rates, but they are predicting that they will have 3 rate cuts coming in 2024. This sent Twitter on a just rampage. Everyone got super bullish. We're writing a newsletter that goes out tomorrow called Full Send Everything. And that's really where I think markets are heading here. The reason I say this is actually, so they said only 3 rate cuts for 2024. I think the markets were predicting 1 and they said 3. So that was quite bullish. They said about 75 basis points will be the cut in the US. But here's what I say is, everything the Fed says tends to be a lie. It's always more bullish than what they lead. Like they said they were going to cut way more. They didn't end up doing that last year or this year, I guess. Then they said rates will be up higher for longer. And now they're already changing their tune on that and saying it's going to go lower. So when they say 3 rate cuts, 75 basis points, I guess it's going way more than that. But let's see. I don't think we go back down to 0 interest rates, but I think it's going to go much, much, much lower in 2024. We'll touch on some more stuff, but do you have any thesis around macro, or is that something you touch on, Zeneca, yourself?
I keep an eye on macro. I don't purport to be an expert on it by any means, but yeah, I follow a bunch of other smart people, and I look at their commentary and be like, that makes sense. That's the general consensus and opinion. And yeah, it was hard not to sort of see the reaction to today's news and be feeling bullish about it. Yeah, I've been feeling pretty bullish going into 2024 already, and this sort of just is yet another positive indicator that things are likely to do well on the crypto front.
So do you see us in 2024 as full-on sort of bull market, like maybe 2020 or 2021, or what are your thoughts on where we're heading into right now?
I think there's probably about a 70% chance it's like up only from here onwards, and we just gigascend into 2024 and 2025. I think there's a 30% chance we get a significant correction, like maybe Bitcoin drops 30% and then we go sideways for a while. And then it's up only. It's like, the bull might really start in late 2024 instead of have already started. I've been looking back at 2019 and 2020 a reasonable amount and trying to study that. There are definitely a lot of similarities. And so I think that while I am definitely bullish, a big part of me is like, you know what, it really, really feels like it's just, we have the ETF, we have the halvening, we have all this, other stuff coming out. It feels like it's just going to gigascend. I'm still, a significant part of me is like, yeah, we should prepare for the possibility of a big correction still.